It's not lazy, it's just half-assed reviews.
Life is Strange is an episodic drama game that you'll either love or hate. It's kinda like a point-and-click game on steroids, what with it being in 3D and all, as opposed to just clicking around on pictures of rooms. The gameplay revolves around exploring your environments, talking to people, and triggering certain events to happen that'll affect your adventure. If you've ever played Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls, it's very similar to that, except in this game your character doesn't almost get raped every 5 minutes. I'd compare it to Telltale games, but I've never played one before. I know, I really need to get around to them since I'm fascinated with these types of adventures, and I really wish more games like this were being made. The story's about an 18-year-old hipster girl starting college at a well-renowned art school back in her hometown of Arcadia Bay. She witnesses a murder and suddenly gains the ability to rewind time, which is the twist this entire game's built around. It's a lot of fun exploring different possibilities before you decide which path you ultimately feel most comfortable taking, but that's where my main problem with this game lies. None of your decisions really impact the story all that much. I'm not gonna delve into spoilers since I would still recommend this game, but with that being said, all I can really say without ruining anything is that with all the possible choices you can make throughout your entire adventure, this game only has 2 possible endings. And to make matters worse, the only choice you're given that'll affect which ending you see is given to you right before the end, and it straight up asks you which you'd rather see. And I'll tell you right now, it's not a trick question. You'll get whatever ending you ask for. Every other choice you're given the entire way through only affects situations throughout the game that are inconsequential to the overall plot. Basically, while you're interacting with people and environments, what you do and say will make it easier or harder for non-playable characters to avoid certain fates. But in the end of the game, they just end up back in square one anyway. And depending on what happens to whom will affect the difficulty of obtaining information. Rather than the game having multiple paths, it only sends you down one while you zigzag all over before you get to the end. It's kinda neat at the end of each episode you can see the percentages of the decisions everybody else made, but if that's the point of the entire game, then it's just a more complicated and time-consuming version of that Everybody Votes channel on the Wii from like 2008. It may seem like I hate this game, but the truth is I actually enjoyed it quite a bit despite everything being inconsequential to the ending. Life isn't always about your final destination, but rather what you go through on your way to get there. And I had a blast the entire way through, greatly anticipating each new episode as they came out. Sure, some of the dialogue from time to time is cheesy as hell, but the voice acting and story had me interested the entire way through in what was gonna happen. And I spent up to 15 minutes on some of the more gut-wrenching options I was given, so I can't say that I didn't have fun. I'd certainly love to see more games like this from the lovely kids at Square Enix. I just think it'd be cooler for my choices to take me down different paths rather than going back on the same road. Or to at least have the ending make more sense. And for the people watching this video who've played this game before, the only thing I'll say without spoiling it for everybody else is if you choose the good ending, then what was the point of gaining the ability to rewind time in the first place? Let me know in the comments section what you think about them apples. But if you're avoiding spoilers, you should probably avoid the comments section. Life is Strange, for pretty much everything but I played it on PS4, gets a 7.5 out of 11. Also, don't release episodes digitally and compile them all in a physical copy later. Square Enix knew damn well what they were doing. And don't think I forgot about you, Capcom, for pulling the same shit with Resident Evil Revelations 2. You'll re-release that physically but not Mega Man's 9 and 10? You could have at least put it on the Legacy Collection. Motherfucker.